All right, here we go. We're back to it, like Sonny Pruitt. It's been a week since my last confession, and that was something else. It's been a week since my last posting, I believe, or thereabouts. Today is February the 5th, 2024. And I finally got out here. Boy, I tell you, man, the weather's just been phenomenal, to say the least. I mean, it was rain. We're going to get some more rain probably tonight, tomorrow night, next day. But I mean, it's not going to be, it's not going to be a deluge like Southern California or, other parts, Florida, Northwest, Southeast, Central, Northeast. No, we're in our own little sphincter of the world here. So what we're going to do, hopefully today, is get this wound up. We're going to try and get it wound up. It is 1:30 in the afternoon, and what I wanted to catch up with you guys on was where we're at so far right now. You notice I got the little gizzy thingy right there sticking through. 3.5 millimeter female jack, stereo jack, and it's got a mod to it. So let me flip this thing up without damaging anything, hopefully, and we will get this thing here so you can see it. Let me get some better lighting up in here. Okay, now my pick sticker. Here is the jack. We've got this coming off the IF. It was connected to, you can't see it right now, this number 8 that goes to the high side of the volume control. Well, we disconnected the cap from that lug on the terminal strip, and we connected to this shielded conductor here that goes to one side of the stereo jack. The other side of the stereo jack goes down to there where the cap was connected, and then the ground, we got it grounded to the chassis, and we've got the braided shielding tied to it right there. Now, we're not really using this per se as a stereo jack for input. We're using it as a partial control for the switch, a single pole 2-throw switch mounted up on the back of the radio, and that's where the little conniving came in. What we're using this for is the switch control for the jack, the RCA plug, or the RCA receptacle on the back of the radio, and the switch will switch it from radio to RCA phono input. Now let me show you what we got on that. Hang on and let me move stuff around. Okay, here we are. Now what I've done is mounted up on the antenna backboard here is the single pole 2-throw switch for the radio phono setting, and an RCA jack connected in there. You can see that down in there. Now, I've tried thinking about this in different ways, and the only, if you remember in the last 529 that I did, I just tied off to the high side of the switch, left everything intact in here, and then brought the lead out with a 3.5 millimeter male plug on the end. And consequently, if you wanted to use it as input for MP3 or whatever, you would just tune to a dead portion of the dial and use the RCA, or use the 3.5 stereo plug. Well, I wanted a little bit more control on it, so I needed to incorporate a switch to go between the two. Now, in order to do that, I had to utilize this plug not as an audio portion, but a control point for input. So once you plug that into the back of the radio, you still have access to getting the thing without a big long tail sticking out of this doggone thing that you have to contend with. You just unplug your input and you're done. Flip the switch back over to radio position and done. Done and done. When you want to use it, you just plug in your device into this, switch it over, and now you're in phono mode. I had this thing tentatively put together with a plug already on the back, but it was a straight plug, not this 90-degree one. I had to wait for this to come in, and it just came in today, so that I could get it onto here. So, because remember I said before that when you got the radio in and you got all this other stuff all jammed in there, and the antenna plug is hooked in and everything, there's not much room between this area right here and the radio chassis. And then your back cover goes right on flush with that, and this is flush to the back. Once you got this thing plugged in, you're done. I mean, you can put this in, put it all the way back, get it all tied back in, put the cover on it, and this is still exposed for when you want to use it. Now, let me grab this thing here. Boy, these dang things, fracas. You can see that I got the back cover made and the decals on it ready to go. I just need to do a final alignment with this thing here once I get it back on in the cabinet, and ready to button it up. And I'm going to try and get that done this afternoon, provided I can shut my mouth within the next minute and a half and get started on it. So let me move on with that. We've got the speaker and the grill cloth and everything, and the baffle already set and ready to go. So let me get this other stuff wound up here and get my bearings straight, and we'll be back. Okay, we managed to get the cabinet out here with no damage. And get the speaker baffle and mount put back in it, along with the grill cloth and stuff. And we remembered this time to because the last time I forgot it when I put the radio in it, and I had to get this heat shield back in this thing. And all this is heavy duty aluminum foil, a couple of layers and a piece of the heavy duty, that extra strength cardboard. Yeah, I cut up all the old cardboard that's double strength and save it back for when I need to make a heat shield for radios. And a couple of staples in it in a couple of spots, and that will take the brunt of the heat off the power output tube and the rectifier tube and any of the others, because typically the 6V6 or 6F6 G tubes are producing about 250 to 280 degrees of heat, and the rectifier tube, if you're using a G, is putting about 300 or 250, somewhere around it. The GT tubes produce less heat than that, probably about 250. So anyway, I decided to put these in all of those particular radios, because if you go and put something up on the radio and you got that heat hitting that top like that, it's softening up that finish on the thing, and you're going to have issues later on. So I put that heat thingy there to dissipate the heat and let it come out through here and the vents and anywhere else that it may get flow through. So anyway, enough talk for that. Let me get to the next item. Alrighty, there we are. The chassis is in. Got all the screws in the base. Got it all situated in there pretty nice and neatly. One thing I want to touch base with you on was whenever, on most of the other sets that I have done, let me get my torch here. You see right down through there, the speaker basket, the back of the basket, comes in real close proximity to the chassis. Now, they did have some, look like adhesive tape in there or there. You can choose to put it in or not. If you got clearance, you don't need it. But if you use thick rubbers on a thing for the feet, for cushioning, you're going to have an issue with that. So you want to get that speaker up as far as you possibly. Now, in the last one, I had to take and elongate those mounting screws and kind of make them a little slotted a little bit so that I could raise the speaker up. And that was about the easiest situation to do and take care of, the quick fix. So, and you don't need much, 1/16, 1/8 inch or something like that. Not much. You can even do one hole and elongate it a little bit longer and then give it a little twist in there and cock it in there to give it some room from the chassis. Okay, now that we've got that in, we're going to go ahead and set the antenna into it. Hang on. Alright, there we are. We've got the antenna in position. We've got the antenna plug into the socket, and we've got the 3.5 into the socket or jack, and there's that much that sticks out through there. So when you see this thing close up, I mean it's gonna be real close proximity, so you may have to go to those 90-degree angle ones if you do it this way. Otherwise, you know the other way with just a tail sticking out the end, out the back, is adequate enough for functionality. But you make the call. So let me get this buttoned up and we'll be back. Okay, there we are. The back is complete, except for the little shorting bar there. But the owner says he's got one, and so I'm going to dispense with manufacturing one to replace it. We got the radio auxiliary notations on there, and new screws, oval black from Ace Hardware. Now let me give you a look at this thing in the front view, so you can gawk at it. Hang on. There we are, done and done. I hope. We're still going to put it through its paces though, so that's coming up next. So we managed to get in the bezel all polished up, and you know, I don't think it looks bad. Not bad at all. Some prefer the old patinaed look on it, but I think this looks a lot cleaner and original. So yeah, we got the onyx on this one, and I'm really glad this one here is getting wound up. Not because it's been a royal pain in the donkey, but because it's taken so long. This thing should have been done 2 weeks ago. Get over here, look at that. Now, this one here is a reproduction. That's an original and that's an original. These are all reproductions. Those are the ones that I've made here. I have not heard from Radio Days on my, no, is it Radio Days? Renovated Radios. I think it's Renovated Radios. I usually get stuff real fast from Radio Days. But, you know, I could be wrong. I'll have to double check that. I'll make a notation in the bottom of which one is which. But I ordered a full set, because I didn't know whether or not they could closely get matched to whatever I had here. So I decided to go ahead and do the volume control knob. At least that would be one thing that I could probably get locked down and get it close matched to the other. And I think I did pretty well. These here, they are close matched to the existing too. All of those are done here. I ordered a full set and a full set of these, which I think I mentioned before in a previous video that I ordered 5, but they only notated an order of 2. I don't know why that was. I did, and they haven't contacted me, and it's been, let's see, I think I ordered those on the first week of January. It was ordered after I did the checkout video on this, so whenever that came out, because I knew I was going to need them, and I ordered them up, and I wasn't sure if I was going to have anything, because I didn't have any of the renewed molds for the knobs and the buttons. I had to remake those because, well, check the other videos. They're in the playlist. So now, all I got to do is get some rubber feet on it. I use these small rubber feet for radios like this, and the large rubber feet for, I think I'm going to put the large rubber feet on the Godzilla radio, that the Philco 40 something African. Yeah, so I got small and I got large. I didn't think I was ever going to need the mediums. So anyway, I'll get set up. It is 3:30 in the afternoon. I'll get set up for an evening scan here for this thing and get everything all set up to do that, and I'll come out I don't know, maybe around 5:30, and see what's up with the reception. So, anyway, hang on for that. That'll be on the tail end of this, so stay tuned. All right, it's 5:30 in the evening, Monday evening. We're going to get started on this quick scans. So this is not going to take very long, I hope. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start on the high side. Excuse me. We're going to start with the upper side of the shortwave. Then we're going to drop down to the medium wave, or the police band, what some call, or shortwave 1. And then we'll go back the other way with the broadcast band. And then we'll demonstrate push buttons. And then we will go to the auxiliary input. And then we will take care of any other residual things after that. So, let's get started. I got it on a long wire, and everything I believe is shut down except for my halogens that are on battery power. So here we go.
So, like I mentioned earlier, this newly agreed package is aimed at keeping the injection is being held up because of some disagreement.
领导案件1天于起，全力维护侨胞和留学人员安全。持续推出更多便民举措，努力解决好急难筹判问题，让领事服务。
Panamá a la Jornada Mundial de la Juventud quisieron hacer la cúspide.
Dice que no. Y sigue la vuelta. Ahora se reúnen en París y Qatar a un choque.
¿Cómo lo llamé? Si nos puede poner a José Ronaldo, lo van a hacer.
Adianta uns 10 km daqui lá, agora adianta uns 2 km na rodoviária do plano, entendeu? Dá pra vir até de pé, mas aí tem hoje, passa aqui na porta, as meninas devem saber se entrar atrás.
查阅了解美国有关出入境的法规。
Bueno, para ir entregando a los reales poco a poco. Ellos dicen primero las mujeres los ancianos, después nosotros, después los soldados, jamás hasta otra cosa. Pasaría en 3 meses, en 3 etapas. O sea,
la scena valenciana. Cuando el grupo de artistas
descobrirem a verdade, o que elas farão?
Not too bad for a handmade antenna.
Foram rejeitadas pelas suas
repetirla de alguna manera, y ese grupo salen varios.
Se vio la falta de coordinación y de
from the evil of your doings. Don't be a partaker of this pagan Easter holiday season. Come, say you, bow on your knees, bow.
Colossians chapter 1.
Yo no leo por otras películas. No puedo.
Bright light in burnt out, warning you everywhere. I seek not.
These plants were not originally from areas controlled by the Ottomans, but were brought to the Zenith area by the Turks through overseas discoveries and trade in the Mediterranean. Another novelty.
Okay, there's it.
Coffee. At first it was received.
That is it for the shortwave high side. We'll kick it down to the medium wave or police band.
마카는 저희가 그것도 35분인데 30불 어서 오십시오. 근데 마카는 제가 좀
And most of these won't be there during the day. Those are the ones that drift in the evening time, all the way to about 1.7, 1.8. That's our local station at 16.
표현되는 순간 너무 재밌어서 바로 카톡 중독자 됩니다.
See, all of these are drift-ins.
a la humanidad y es
You won't get them during the day, or at least we don't get them during the day. Now the rest probably won't happen until maybe later. You will pick up ham. Well, you'll get signals from ham. You won't be able to understand it. I think it's either ham or sideband on ham and eggs.
God.
that's it for that. So we'll kick it on down to the broadcast band, which this would be right over here below 1.6 megahertz. So we're right at about 1.6 megahertz.
With free shipping, with the massively on the bill.
All of these, pretty much all of them, are drift-ins. You can tell by the needles barely moving and we're getting different stations.
Now for the third of 10.
Los mejores servicios nuestros.
Armed to try to get a first round. No, they're not.
Jesus. He was still not.
Push back against those who don't give rounds.
Either way you look at it, this is your book, but this is part 2. I got away from it. Football. That's how I found Reacher. The right lane blocks. Caltrans activity.
All of that there was drift-ins.
And manage the disease together.
Inside a Grammy, it's a bag of blood with a gold glass.
All of those were drift-ins. A lot of those drift-ins are out of central parts of Arizona, but most of them come from either southern Nevada or Southern California.
A general manager who's got a very good craft early in the draft.
Full story. Women in his life. You yell at him for sharing that. So,
They do watch JUCO. I mean, they'll go
Oh,
look
sure.
at JUCO and stuff.
over 20 or 30 years of research and wiping out Hyannis credit cards. You know, your next best guy in the about
Franklin Pest Control at 282-1744. That's 282-1744.
Steve Williamson here. Tune in every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. for Democratic Perspective, a remarkable talk show centered on the pressing political matters affecting the Verde Valley, Sedona, northern Arizona, and the nation at large. We're your gateway to information that matters to Arizona. The facts are important to us. Don't miss Democratic Perspective every Sunday at 8 a.m. Presented by the Verde Valley Independent Democrats, exclusively on Mellow Mountain Radio.
Welcome to the Sedona Library, your gateway to endless possibilities.
in her face. I know, it's so ridiculous. I believe I saw his tweet yesterday. He's a fan of this.
That's why you have to see.
Hey, it's Bill Riley. When it comes to protecting money. You're the root that protects your family. Stadium. You have the reasons why to get your project done. If you never open up to a woman at all, then you'll be entirely emotionally closed.
These days or even longer. According to experts, there's
and get relief from the financial stress of an injury. Election run out of time. If there were an accident and results matter,
I think that 55 is out of
injured accident victim suffered a
Phoenix.
arm and back injury after.
There we go. And that's it for the broadcast. So let's kick it. Okay, down to the.
call 928-777-1537 to register.
Okay, there's that. let's go back here.
Their tech health experts can help you troubleshoot basic issues you may encounter. No reservation required. Contact the adult services at 928-777-1526 for more information. Explore the Prescott Public Library and test your knowledge with Scavenge a Stack, the scavenger hunt for adults and teens between February 1st and March 15th.
So, yeah, there's a lot of combinations you can, and it's the reason why they call them radio organ, is because back in the 40s and 50s they had these organs that they made. I don't remember the names of them. Somebody else would probably realize the name. And they all they had was these paddles that the organist would flip, and it would change it to a flute, or change it to a trumpet, or change it to a, whatever. And you could make all these different sounds out of one keyboard, or a set of keyboards. And so these are like those. Well, I liken them to those things. So now, let me, I got the boom box already plugged in.
It's probably a wise idea. Sounds like a home plumbing inspection. Might thwart a plumbing emergency through early detection. Give Gettle's Plumbing Department a call now at 928-567-2200. That's 928-567.
Actually, an undercount. As we'll discuss in 1 second, the way you actually do.
You may very well avoid unnecessary damage and repairs caused by undetected plumbing issues.
Yeah, Ted.
Guess I'd better make that doctor's appointment for early detection. Oh, brother.
It does not apply to aliens not from Mexico or Canada, and it doesn't count out-of-ways. So people who simply cross across the border and we don't actually arrest them at the border, Border Patrol doesn't actually encounter them, that doesn't count. So if you have 1,000 people...
Tone it down a little bit. And so there's a whole lot of different combinations you can get to there. So now what? I guess we've covered just about everything. Thank goodness, it's inside 20 minutes. So we're going to have a lengthy one this time. This is going to be shipped out in the next few days before the weekend. Back to the owner. I hope you enjoyed this series of playlists of videos. We've got another 529 we got to do for a man and for a subscriber in San Francisco, and I got those two table radios, the Bakelights, that I got to get for a subscriber in Texas. And then, I'm going to try and get, by the weekend, I'm going to try and get the Godzilla radio for Showtime. The cabinet is all dressed up and everything, and I think it's ready to go. And we'll get it. We'll try to get it put back together again. I don't know if I'm going to do much videoing on that. I might do a little bit interstitial in between, getting it hithered and feathered. So anyway, enough stuttering. I sound like an expert. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for hanging in there, and thanks for your patience and your waiting for this one to wind up finally. So thanks. We'll see you on the next one. One last thing. I knew there was going to be something I forgot. I want to show you the lighting on this thing. So let's kill this thing. Oh, that that spot right there, that's from my fire-breathing dragon behind me. So let me reach over here without too much difficulty and get.
Bring 10,000 people a day. Do it. For 270 days, you can do this. Just do it every day. 5,000, 6,000 people a day.
Let me get you out of the stirrup so you can get.
Now it's exhausted the border authority. Now they can't use the emergency authority anymore. They still have to process everybody who shows up. Or keep it at 5,000.
So hopefully,
and if you keep it at 5,001 for 270 straight days, then on day 271,
the thing is focused enough where you can see it.
20,000 people. The drug cartels are capable of doing this.
So anyway, thanks for watching.
Drug cartel drones that are flying over the American side of the border in Monterey.